Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday. I'm Tim. This is my recording my uh, workouts, my morning workouts. The purpose of this recording is to record my transformation over the year. Something that's different about this transformation is this year I'm not using any sort of supplements, so no protein powders, protein shakes, BCAAs, nothing, no pre-workouts. Not opposed to supplements. I think if you want to take them, great. If they work for you, awesome, outstanding. My main motivation for not taking them is I want to see if it's even necessary for me to take them to hit my goals. I don't know if that they are. And secondly, one of my kids started preschool last year. It's expensive. It's not taking supplements saves me $100 a month at least, and I I like that. It's 1,200 a year, and every little bit helps these days. So that is the deal. I'm gonna be trying to do starting off with a lateral raise today. I haven't done it for a couple of weeks because my elbow was not happy about it, but we're gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. Have some fun with it. I need my other system to work so I can make sure that I'm able to be heard. All right. I start off with 10 pounds and see how it goes. Hey, it's not bad. Feels good. Oh, it's nice. I think lateral raise not like the easiest of exercises for me. Oh, I had a pretty good night's sleep last night. Like a little bit of a rough start with one of my kids. They had a little bit of hard time going down, but I think they were completely out by 12. So from 12 to 3, nobody bothered me. And at 3 o'clock, one woke up. That's not bad. And then it's a quick diaper change, back to bed. I'm very excited for eventually them not wake me up anymore at night. Hold on a second. It's going to be very nice when that's the case. Well, I have a sneaking suspicion I'm never like sleep as well again. Just out of general worries for their safety. I imagine when they get older, that's still going to be concern. My clowns now. What's up, Bowser? Hope you're having a good morning, good day. Man. Just getting back to the lateral raises today after only had done lateral raises for 3 weeks. I'm going to do what I can. I have to make sure that I get out and do cardio today and burn off some extra calories because having pizza tonight I'm excited about. I ate really good yesterday, so I'm very excited about pizza tonight. Alright, I'm gonna go back down to the 20s. This isn't going to be good for me at this point. I'm gonna start risking hurting myself. I don't want to do that again. Try to be smart about it. I have to have to make sure I set aside time every day now. I give one of my kids time to just talk. They really like to talk, and I want to make sure that they get an opportunity to just do that. And it's fun to hear them talk because they go really fast from subject to subject. And you can start out with they're asking about why does food burn in our stomachs? And so you talk about stomach acid, and then you go to you know friendship and their birthday parties and how the world works, and it's a lot of fun. Friendship is such a weird, it's an interesting concept to have to explain to a child what it means. They My kid doesn't understand. I don't know why, but they don't understand that you can have more than one friend. And I think it has to do because of competition. Like they go to preschool, and I see them like, "You're my friend today," and "You're my best friend," and then they feel bad having more than one friend because they somehow recognize that there has to be a best friend. Uh, and so teaching them to say, no, you can have more than one friend. You can have more than one best friend. It's okay. Like it's okay to have friends, a lot of friends. It's not. And then I was trying to explain that, and then their reaction would be like, "Oh, you have more than one friend." It's like, I want lots of friends. I want all the friends. It's like, okay, that's fine, but eventually we're gonna have to figure out the difference between quantity versus the quality of friends. Having good friends versus a lot of friends. Just so much to teach children that you just didn't realize. Something you were going to have to explain. Which is dumb, because you should know that you're gonna have to explain everything to them. But there's some things you thought would be more readily apparent, I guess. The hard part is when your like kid stumbles into a subject and wants to talk about something that's like sad, like a sad truth about the world. And I choose to be honest about it, about the sad things. And I think sometimes people choose to sugarcoat it or not explain it to their kid. And I think it's up to you how you want to do it. Um, Try to give them as much as I think they can handle. I just know for me in my life, when I found out like different realities of the world, I felt a little lied to and a little betrayed. And there's some like feelings of being bitter that someone sugarcoated things. And I understand like you can't explain everything. You can't, or it's hard to explain the duality of things like why was George Washington a good guy and a bad guy. Like, well, think making sure that people know that people aren't perfect. But we do it a lot with kids. We only tell them the good side of a story. Like when you're a kid and you're going to Sunday school, you always hear the story of David and Goliath. And so you get this image of David being this great guy, and then he becomes king, and that's where the story ends. Like, yeah, David goes off, becomes king. The end. Because they don't want to explain, oh, David ended up sleeping with his friend's wife and then killing his friend in order to cover up that he got his friend's wife pregnant. I just want to skip over that and be like, obviously, you don't want to tell kids that story, but I do think it's weird to be like, let's glorify this one part of this guy's life and hide the fact that he also makes some bad decisions later on. And even that, maybe that's how I'll say it is, hey, here's this guy. I'm going to tell you this part of the story. But just know that that's not where the story ends. And there's some other stuff that when you're older we'll talk about. I don't know. I just don't want my kids to not understand how the world works. I know there's people talk about being woke, and I think it's a good thing to wake up to reality. I don't want my kids to go through that because I never want to put them to sleep. I don't want to lull them into a dream of what reality is, that they one day wake up and they see like, oh, there's bad things. I don't want them. I don't want to be the person that wakes them up being a college professor. I want them to go into the world with a full understanding of what it is and what it entails for them. All right, we're gonna move from that'll raise the shoulder press. Check something real fast. All right. Summer is coming. I gotta really keep up in my shoulder press game. I really want to be able to launch my kids super high and far at the swimming pool. That's my whole goal for shoulders. Whole goal for exercising is just to be able to impress my kids and throw them far. Are you sure? I mean, if you can't launch your kids into the air at the swimming pool, that's a huge disappointment. I definitely don't want some other dad being able to throw my kids higher and farther than me. I don't want to be shown up. One of my favorite memories is we would get on my dad's back, and he would swim us underneath the water, and you go so fast with him. It was so cool. My kids really like the water. We went out for this hike around this smaller lake the other day, and it was cold and super windy. Water was super choppy, and as soon as my youngest saw the water, they wanted to go jump in it, and were asking if they could swim. I'm super excited for this summer. All right, 50 pounds. I can't wait to take them to the ocean more this summer. They man, they really like it. And we live where the water's always cold, and it's amazing to see how much they still will love to go in the freezing water. No fear, just having a blast. I think probably part of what helps that is they don't really understand the sharks yet. They all think that sharks are cute. Oh, musical baby sharks. Oh, that was a bad move getting it up. Almost dropped it. That last set was rough in the end. Last shoulder workout. Last week was the first week I started the 50-pound shoulder press. And I did 2 sets of 8. Sorry, 2 sets of 10, 1 set of 8, and 1 set of 7. So I'd like to try and beat that this week. Hopefully I can do a full set of 10 for the third set. We'll see. I make tiny improvements sometimes. this week. Still late. All right. I just really don't want to drop it. It's one drawback to working out on your own is no spotter. So training to failure can be really risky without a spotter. All right. Come on. Ah. Pardon me. Oh, that's annoying. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take off 5 pounds. That's not the way it feels. Not the way. Could you help me place this phone to the number on the matchbook is open faded? See my eyes, happens every time. I want to take it. That's not the way it feels. Oxygen. Here we go. All right, 45. Let's try and like to get 3 sets of 10 at the 45. I can do that, it'll be an improvement over last week. Because last week I stepped on down from the 50 to 40. It's going down from the 50 to 45s. Well, that was fun. I think the thing about working out that I feel like you don't see in all, thank you, Bastard, that you don't see in all videos is just how hard it can be when you're pushing at the top. I see a lot of influencers that show like just make it look so easy. And maybe it's just me, but like every week try to push a little bit further and set a goal. So then you don't always hit it, or you don't always able to push past where you're at, and it doesn't always look pretty. But it's fine. You guys get to see me at my worst. It's, I feel like that's the one funny part about working out is that you push for failure so that you can succeed. You know, you push as far as you can go with the expectation that you'll fail physically at a certain point, and then you'll just mentally like pick yourself back up and go at it again the next week. And the next week you push to failure, and the next week and the next week you just keep pushing to failure. And then you get the big payoffs. But it's something where you never have to stop. Although there's a lot of things like that. I like bowling is one of those like sports to me where it seems like you would perfect it. Like you would get like a perfect game and then you would just keep getting perfect games forever and never lose. And I guess it doesn't always work that way, but then you see them elevate the game by just working on trick shots or hard shots, like the big splits, and getting better at knocking down those big splits. When I lived in China, um, a lot of the Chinese take everything they do very serious. So if they're bowling, it's like super serious. They have like coaches and people that you know they're paying to help them become like the best bowler. If they're tennis, they've got coaches. Like basketball, it's just all very intense. But when you come to the U.S. and you watch people bowl, it's a lot of fun to see that like there's different things, like different way they spin the balls and stuff. I've never really gotten into bowling, but it's fun to watch. And that's my random tangent of the day. All right, it's time to move on to shoulder shrugs. I saw last night, I was like scrolling through YouTube and I saw a one of the most unbelievable videos I've seen in a long time. I first saw it like somebody was talking about it, and it was so crazy the story they told. I was like, this has to be insane, or it has to be a lie. There's no way this happened. So then I had to look it up. If you get a chance, look up Acorn police officer, or Acorn cop, or Acorn sheriff. It is the most ridiculous video I've ever seen. This sheriff officer, deputy, I think he's a deputy. He's putting he has a guy in his patrol car that they arrested for suspicion of stolen vehicle, and officer puts him in the vehicle. He starts to walk away, and an acorn falls on the top of the patrol car. For whatever reason, he thinks that the guy in the patrol car is shooting at him. So he goes and he rolls on the ground, does 3 rolls on the ground, comes up, and just starts firing into his own patrol car. His partner comes running over. He reloads his magazine. He starts firing again. His partner is asking him like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, he's shooting." She's like, "Where is he shooting from?" "Oh, he's in the patrol car. He's shooting at me." So she's getting ready, and he says like he thinks he's been shot. So he says, "I got hit in my leg. It shot me in my leg." And apparently, like when he does his roll, he smacks his knee hard enough that he thinks that he's been shot in his leg, and it's absolute insanity. Is the craziest thing. And thankfully, the guy in the car, according to the report that I read, according to NBC, the guy in the car was unharmed. Uh, but that is just next level insane. That guy was wound way too tight. Just lost his cool. And I mean, I know law enforcement is a very hard job, and they've got a lot of crazy things that happen. I'm not about bashing law enforcement, but that one is a rough one. That's insane. That's a hard one to wrap your mind around. All right, so this week, moving up to the 70 pounds for the shoulder shrug. This will be a first for me. Is the whole reason I had to go out and buy more plates for this moment. Having a hard time fitting the plates on the 5-pound plates on my bar. Similar to the sheriff's story, there was a theory that was put out that the bullet that killed President John F. Kennedy was fired by a Secret Service agent. That when the gunshots went off, they think it's possible that the Secret Service agent panicked and accidentally fired his gun off and shot President Kennedy in the head. And they said that's the reason why there was such a cover up and things were so shady, is they didn't want to crucify this guy for killing the president, and they also didn't want to make the Secret Service look bad. So they had to come up with the magic bullet theory and all these other theories and just cover up the fact that the Secret Service accidentally killed the president. All right, here we go. This is the 70-pound shoulder shrug. Shoulder shrug. Like a shoulder shrug. Shoulder shrug. It's a hard one. It's like the Sally sells seashells down by the seashore. Sally does shoulder shrugs down by the seashore. All right, here we go. Enough. Let's be okay. So one thing I noticed last week, um, if you watch when I do this, when I'm holding the weights to my side, my wrists look so thin and long. It looks very funny to me. It looks like I have like an alien arm at the bottom, or like it's stretched out. I guess I'm gonna do like a comedy routine where you like try to lift up the weight and like your arms become elastic. All right, I'm gonna go down to 60 real fast. Last set. There we go. All right. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for coming by, Bowser. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a good Tuesday and a good rest of your week. Tomorrow is Wednesday, which is leg day. So I'm going to enjoy my legs not hurting for the rest of the day because tomorrow will not be the same. Thank you for coming, and God bless you. Take care.